In accordance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, this channel is not to be used by children under the age of 13. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everybody, Dragon King Mark here, and welcome to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition, Part 13. Last we left off, we talked with our remaining team members, did some more talking around the town, and also helped a drug addict over here, Steven Dynamite, basically try to turn his life around. I really do hope he turns his life around. This guy definitely needs it. So, what's next for today? Well, we're gonna go and talk to, I think, the only few remaining people we need to talk with, that being Club 88, Steelarm Ambrose, over here. And then we're gonna go to the parlor to speak about another job. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's rock. So, yeah, yesterday I did stream, but the internet quality was so bad I actually had to delete it because it was mostly a black screen. This is a redo. So what do you want now? Are you a member of the family that owns this place? Sure am. Frederick COPPA. Some just call me Freddy. Most just call me shit, no, please stop, or something along those lines. I'm also the current record holder for the Club 88 pitch and toss, which is to say I throw deadbeats harder and farther than anyone else around these parts. High watermark is that piece of tape over yonder. Guy was an orc too, hefty, but he simply soared that day. You run any business on the side? Nah. I may take the occasional payments look the other way or be in the can when a fight breaks out, but I have enough on my plate that I can't really take on much else. Sorry, news report popped up on my phone. But that's the game while they can? Fault? Nah, it can't be 76. Skyrim? Training, you see. I love what I do, but you gotta work hard to stay in peak condition. I've also got some new next steps in mind, so I'm working even harder toward that. Big plans, you just wait and see. I also play the drums. Sweet. He's got a cat on his shoulder, I just realized that. So why are you searching some people and letting others in? This is a private club. There's 3 kinds of people I let in. Members, guests of members, and people who make a good case. The latter 2 get a really good search before they go in the door. Unless they're with Kindly Chang or the Emperor of Japan or something. I don't care if someone has a cyber spur or a holdout pistol or whatever, but we can't have serious weapons on non-members inside. Ma sells some big stuff, but she puts electronic trigger locks on her merchandise until they're out the door, so people don't get any dumb ideas. Smart. This is a no assassination safe zone. Serious weapons go into the weapons check, unless you're a member. That way, if a big firefight ever breaks out, the members will have the upper hand. We keep the killings very rare. Most happen when some members get all fired up and decide to settle score with box cutters or something. So I'm a member now? You work for Kindly, as a Shadowrunner no less. That makes you a member. Remember the rules. No fighting, unless you know it comes down to that, and you're ready to skip off the concrete. No killing either. If you got legitimate killing business, go do it somewhere else. People come here to have a good time. You're really trying to minimize collateral damage, aren't you? Pretty much. I'll leave you be. We could talk to the cat. Let's go talk to Callum. The eldest son of the COPPA family appears to be far less inebriated than before, though there's still a drink clutch in his massive hand. He's parting ways with an uncharacteristically awkward elf who palms something as she goes. Evening, Callum COPPA at your service. We met once before. Have we? I suppose one of us didn't make much of an impression. I think I liked you better when you were so plastered. Well, you're still becoming a better man in your eyes. He takes a drink. Now, you in the market for something? I got bliss, Gas, Cram, Nitro, and a dozen other little concoctions that the West doesn't even have names for yet. What will it be? How many shots does it take to lay out someone your size? I'll let you know if it ever happens. I'd like to know a little bit more about you. Me? Why would you want to know about me? I'm nothing. I've sling poison to the dregs of Heoi. It's not like I ever wanted anything more than this, right? I can see it in your face. You can probably see it all over mine. What good would an education serve someone like me? Why would I ever consider making something of myself to go places? Most would. Sure, I can fill out a suit like nobody's business, but people see a troll and Armani like they see a organ grinder's monkey. No, this is the place for me. This is where I belong. I'll leave be then. Low? A wiry elven woman leans over the bar, propped up on one elbow. She glances back at you over her shoulder as you approach, lifting a half-empty glass to her lips. Selection of yours total crap, but it's cheap. Hope they don't look up for quality or you're gonna be really disappointed. As long as I don't go blind, I don't care. Hey, that's a spirit. With an attitude like that, you won't get disappointed very often. She wraps a knuckle against her glass. I figure as long as it gets you drunk, it's good with me. Call me X-Flow, by the way. X-Flow regards you calmly, her eyes calculating. After a few seconds, she nods. Maybe we can help each other out. How do you mean? I've got good eyes for people in the business, and believe me, you smell like Shadowrunners and me, and plus everyone here has been talking about Connie's new hired help. I'm out here for work. If you need a backup, I'm available. So what's your specialty? I'm what the eggheads call a mystic adept. Kind of a physical adept magician. I throw spells and I can kill with a touch. I'm rarer than unicorns, my friend. X-Flow lifts her glass, straining blasphemy. Cheers. So she's basically what we are, only she's more magic oriented, I'm more into guns. So where are you from anyway? All over really. Born and raised in Sydney, but ever since I was 15, I've been traveling anywhere there's work. Not a whole lot of opportunities for a street kid whose only skills relate to beating people up. I've lived in Paris, London, Vladivostok, Caracas, hell, I even spent a year in Johannesburg. But Azania is full of assholes. That's a hell of a lot of moving around. You gotta go where the work is, especially if you don't have a full-time crew. Whenever some place gets too hot, I just move along where there's more money and less law. It's not an easy way to make a living, but the idea of being tied down sounds like hell to me. How'd you get into this life? I grew up on the streets, running with gangs. Turns out if you get in enough street fights and have magical potential, things just naturally express themselves. Once that happened, I realized I could change a lot more than I could charge a lot more than the protection rackets I've been running. Besides, it's not like I know how to do anything else. I've never been to school. I'm sinless. What else am I gonna do? Panhandle for change? Shake down stuffer shacks for beer money? No thanks, mate. I'd rather live fast, hit hard, and burn out. I'll live fast, die young. Got any good runner stories? Running at her hand through her hair, X-Flow leans back as she thinks. Yeah, I got a couple. There was this one time I signed up with some mercs in Eastern Europe. They had a job to do near Krasnodarski Krai, lifting some Afghan military software. The plan was very simple. We'd halo jump from a drone on the Russian side of the border, hike toward the Afghani research facility, and blast our way in. The Afghans were supposed to be Matrix hotshots, or crap on ground combat. Simple, right? The elf shakes her head, eyes rolling. Well, I can already tell this is gonna go. No plan ever survives first contact with the enemy, though. Turns out the Afghani army had contracted out of base security to Winter Systems. We started getting cut apart before we even breached the first cordon. Hey, Jose. Jamie. That was my cousin. Sorry, I think I'll close the door. Keep the room AC cool. Rare that I really see people around this time. Did you have to bug out? The mercs were in pretty dire straits financially. It was a do-or-die situation for them, literally. They owed too many debts, and if they couldn't deliver, they'd have been killed. So we pushed in. We were down to 5 of us by the time we got to into the main facility. One of the mercs, Vaklov, was a rigger. We were hunkered down at a vehicle bay while the decker did his business, and Vaklov realized one of the APCs hadn't been properly locked down. And it was still gassed up. Oh no. Came out of that base with the 30mm cannon blazing away. Our exit was down at the coast, a riverine patrol boat and the mercs had on standby. It was some nervous fighting, but we managed to get out. A bit full of holes, sure, but we survived. And that's what counts, eh? See you later, Expo. Expo lifts her glass and salute. See you. You know how to find me if you need me. Henry Heoi. The troll patriarch of Club 88 gently polishes a collection of old wooden belaying pins. These are but a few of the nautical touches that struggle vainly to assert their theme across the club's otherwise glassy neopunk decor. Back again? Not just another ship passing in the night, eh? Spend some time in the Navy? No, not military. Was a merchant marine though, for many good years. Sounds like you miss it. Do I not strike you as the king of island nightlife? You can take the man out of the ocean, but not the ocean out of the man. Ain't that the truth? So how can I help you? What was it like out on the high seas? Better when I was younger. Things were simpler then, if not terribly profitable. Got my start on fishing trawlers, just barely scraping by. Good folk though. Over the years, I made a name for myself, as one does. Got more regular work on better crews. Eventually earned a spot on a tugboat. Spent the bulk of my years crewing ocean-going tugs for Wujing. The big ships, tankers, the bulkers, the container ships, the seabed miners, are all run by technical crews and computers now. The smaller merchant boats, there's still a little seafaring left, but not much. But on the tugs, supply boats, the salvage craft, that's where there's still a place for old-time sailors. It matters you can wrap a cable on the winch in 30-foot seas, jury-rig a diesel engine, and keep a boat on course with just the wheel and the binnacle. After the bridge windows all blow out. It was a hard life, but a good. Why the change of vocation? Why does a man give up drinking or sell his trike or throw out his porn collection? For a woman, of course. And I had me one hell of a woman. Still do. This place was a dream, a business, a home. For us, together. Hard to deny the worth in that, no matter how much I miss what I once had. No sir, no regrets. No regrets at all. I'll leave you be. You definitely want to go ahead and talk to everyone after missions. Just trust me, there is some stories here. Also, Friday was Spyro's 25th anniversary. Happy belated 25th, Spyro. I would have streamed something that day, but I was kind of busy. It doesn't take a Shadowrunner's eye to tell who runs Club 88. Even the roughest of patrons show deference to the troll woman in the back. It also helps that she tends a veritable arsenal of high-grade firearms. And also a turret currently pointed at your head. Yeah, that would also do it. Back again, I see. Didn't catch your name before. Didn't catch yours either. I'm Sengshan. Sengshan. Who are you? Ermine Kai-Fa, co-founder of Club 88. We get a lot of pastors though. After their business with the dockman or the ill Lotus, they get escorted here to relax and shop. Then they leave. I'm happy to never know their names, but you're a different story, aren't you? What have you heard? Not much. Yet. So what can I do for you? Tell me a bit more about this place. Club 88? We bought it 10 years ago. Before that, my husband crewed ships for Wujing. He'd be gone for weeks or something, or sometimes months at the time, and I was sick of it. Raising 2 boys on my own? Troll boys? Ha! We needed something more stable, and I needed a husband at home, so we retired and we put everything we had saved into this place. The 88 stands for good fortune, and the club has proven worthy of the name. If only some people appreciated that success instead of whining about things that will never be. Sounds like the patriarch misses the sea. Have you heard of a man named Raymond Black? I seem to recall a blurb on the news, but I didn't pay much attention. Not a name I know, and if it was a name worth knowing, I'd know it. Okay, let's have a look at what you're selling then. Where is it? We'll grab this. Alright, we'll go ahead and would you care to browse the weapons I have today? Let's take a look. Just gotta sell this. I definitely recommend you come to Club 88 to talk to the family here, because there is some stories behind this place. Now let's go talk to Ambrose. So yeah, I've been playing a lot more Armored Core lately. I gotta admit, it is a blast. I'm on my 3rd playthrough right now. Hey, my fellow countryman returns. You want some chips and dip? Help yourself, it's on the engine block. A spider drone walks past you carrying a biohazard bag with a severed arm in it. There's a big Sahara Combat League race tonight. Everybody's coming over. You want to come? No, I bet Connor's keeping you busy. I get a feeling this is basically their version of Death Race or Mad Max, and I am here for it. You're from the UCAS Midwest. How'd you land in Hong Kong? Ambrose bites one of his nails and regards you with a hint of suspicion. Well, that's a long story and kind of personal. It involved some jobs, a girl, a really good reason to leave Chicago, a whole shit ton of guns and money. Guns and money were involved? Sounds like a good story. Shadowrunning? Yeah, stuff like that. Ambrose smiles. He seems to warm up a little. I was a hardcore vehicle rigger back then, before Johnny Law cracked down on road rigs. Man, those were the cowboy days. Freaky as hell, but great to remember. Ambrose gets a little wistful look in his eye. We'd rebuild trucks in chop shops, reinforce the frames, bolt armor on, mount the suspension with robotics, drive them right through the front window of buildings, and then bash aside Lone Star Cruisers on the way out. Good times. You do that in Hong Kong, you get auto barricades and a missile enema. Crying shame. Anyway, I needed to get out of Chi Town, spread my wings. A nearby spider drone fidgets. You know how that goes. Chicago. Are you following the news of the quarantine? Ambrose's face darkens. Yeah, I am. It's a terrible thing that's just happened there. My old hood is in the inside the containment zone. A lot of good peeps locked behind that wall. Supposedly, it's insect spirits, but it's being covered up. I know. I saw the leaked material too. Some of the footage is pretty convincing. Ambrose shakes his head sadly. Megavitus, plague, bug spirits, I'm not sure which is more scary. Hell, maybe it's The Walking Dead. Walking Dead? Think about it. We've got at least 4 HMHVV variants. I think it's only a matter of time until we get zombies. Ambrose gives a nervous shiver. The nearby robotic arms tremble briefly. I take zombies over these bug spirit things, tell you what. Hong Kong seems like a long way to go just to get a break from Chicago. Ambrose smiles, but there's a steely look in his eyes. Steely look in his eyes. Sometimes a guy just needs a change of scene. A girl was involved in you getting here. This has a hint of strain in it. That's a story for another time. Day. Hey, it's great digging up the wreckage of the past thing shop, but time's wasting. I left Chicago, I landed in the Kong. After a while of running the Kong Shadows, I landed here in Chrome Alley. That's where the gist of it. Now we better get back to earning a living. Alright, show me your wares. Sure thing. Tune-up or spare parts. Med supplies. Let's grab a basic med kit. There we go. Cheers, St. John. Talk to you later. And now we gotta go talk to Spider Shen. I actually remembered him. So yeah, Armored Core, fun game. Definitely recommend playing it. It's definitely a good game to get into if you never played the other Armored Cores. Shen is busily counting out cred sticks as you approach. Shen's hands move quickly, fingers deftly sorting them into small plastic bins. The labels on the bins bear names: Steel Arm Lu, Grandfather Woe, Lucky Ping, and Kindly Cheng. Shen's eyes flicker up at you for a fraction of a second before returning to the task. One moment, I'll be done shortly. A few last to kindly and steel arm Lou. There. Now, what can I do for you? You pay a lot of dues to the Yellow Lotus? Shen shrugs, obviously indifferent to the amount of the shop's been taxed. I do, but that's how the system works. I pay kindly for rent, steel arm Lou gets the money because he's my superior. Lucky Ping receives a finder's fee for goods she sends my way, and Grandfather Will took me in. He gets paid because he's family, and I owe him for getting me off the streets. You join the organization, you have to pay the dues. It's the same as anywhere else, and it beats the hell out of being homeless and cool on. Stuffing the boxes away below the counter, Shen produces a box of assorted needles and inks and begins cataloging them on a battered PDA. You don't mind paying? Not really. Grandfather Rose saved my life by taking me in. Life expectancy for homeless kids in Aberdeen isn't very good. Because of him, I have skills and friends who will pay me to make use of them. It's a good life, all things considered. Shen leans back against a stack of cages, causing the snakes within to hiss and snap at the glass. I'm just a blue lantern, a foot soldier. I answer to White Ming, who I studied with on Wudang Mountain. He's the 49er, the man who runs our crew. I don't pay him because he takes his cut from what we make. Show me what we got for sale then. You know, we do have karma points. Nah, revert all. Let's go with... Willpower 5. And let's see. Strength. Melee weapons 1. We'll talk with Shen once I get a bit more calmer to get another melee weapon level, so I can get the katana. Physical apps are all well and good, but I kind of wish that there was a way to make a gun adept. You know? Hello, Lee. The dealer is leaning languidly against the wall in his accustomed spot. His back strains when he sees you, and he puts on his best smile. I wondered if I see you again. Is our friend Steven's hunger still aged? You won't have to worry. Yeah, he's all taken care of. I think he's gonna be okay. Good. That's good to hear. I admit, I was a little worried about Steven. I'm here to sell experiences, not contribute to a man's early death. Now, let's get back to business, shall we? What can Handsome Lee do for you today? I'd actually like to talk about you. You said that you came from Taiwan. I want to hear more about that. Oh god, I am pretty sure this episode is going to be banned in China. This whole series is probably going to be banned in China, but let's go with it. He pauses for a moment, mulling it over. Finally, he acquiesces with a nod. If you like, we've worked together, in a sense. If Stefan hadn't sent you, he'd have sent someone else, and things might not have gone as smoothly. I suppose that I owe you for that. Damn right you do. Indeed, so where to begin? Handsome Lee's features soften almost imperceptibly. I grew up in a Taipei ghetto, not unlike the Redmond Barons. Worked my fingers to the bone to get an education. What was your major? Yeah? What was your major? I was studying chemistry. I was promised a job at Megacorp. I thought I'd found a way out, but that all vanished overnight with the war. How'd you end up in Heoi then? Surely your credentials gave you access to other options. So you lost your gig to the war, huh? That's rough. I went to the manager who'd wanted to hire me, and I begged her to use the Megacorp's resources to get us out, me and my family. I had a fiance, you see, and a widowed sister with 2 young sons. I was supposed to be our window out of the ghetto and into a better life. But when I made my request, the woman laughed in my face. With the war raging around her, she no longer had a use for me. It wasn't her job to save women and children. She made that abundantly clear. That's cold. Where are your fiancé and your family now? A shadow crossed his hands to Lee's elegant features. We were separated in the chaos. I scoured every rendezvous point that we'd ever discussed, and I'd left messages. Nothing. I'm sorry, man. I suppose Hong Kong is a bad place to hole up and wait for information. His jaw clenches for a second. Finally, he speaks, somewhat bitterly. That's true, but I've long since given up. I respect that you've lived a rough life, yet still know how to hope. Maybe I'm stubborn that way. Handsomely bursts in laughter. I like your attitude. His face darkens. I had wanted to escape, pretend I hadn't grown up in poverty and squalor. Do you know why I chose to live here, in the shadow of the walled city, rather than seek out more legitimate prosperity? I'm listening. I loved the fine things I experienced when I seemed poised to enter the upper echelons of society, but it was all based on lies. And I love chemistry. I'm very good at what I do. Here, I can still use my talents. Nobody gives a shit what I wear or how I speak, just so long as I deliver the high. There's something honest and forthright about junkies and their urges. The megacorps, on the other hand, are wrong with hypocrisy. Truer words have never been spoken. No, they have not. Now, let's get back to business, shall we? I have a wide variety of happy experiences for sale. I've got family memories in a pill. They're almost as good as the real thing. Or a powder for those memories you'd rather forget. Whatever you need, Handsome Lee is here to help. Alright, show me what you got then. He nods. He said, be well. Okay. Learning a bit more about Lee. That was harsh. Dr. Shen Yang. A rotund, balding dwarf in a cheap suit turns to face you. Light glints from the heavy gold chain to hang around his neck. When he speaks, the voice that greets your ears is high and nasal, and has been contorted into a rough approximation of a New York accent. Pleased to meet you. Chang was kind enough to arrange this little sit-down between us. He extends a slab-like hand for you to shake. You can call me Dr. Shen Yang. Pleased to meet you. I'm Sheng Zhan. His grip is as soft as his palm is moist. It's like shaking hands with a boneless ham. You share a long, uncomfortably flaccid handshake before he finally releases you. I'm, looking for a little outside help on a problem I've been having. Ordinarily, I'd handle it myself or have some of my friends see to it, but it's kinda delicate, you know? My guys be noticed before they made any headway on my problem. So I figured, hey, I hire contractors all the time. Might as well get some contractors on a different stripe. Tell me about your problem, maybe we can help. I run a little film studio, Southern Crown Films. We mostly do trade work, but we record some sims too. Maybe you've seen some of my stuff. Space Mongols from the Moon, The Flavor of Pomegranates, Ultimate Kill Squad. No, but I like the sound of Ultimate Kill Squad. How much killing do they do? He offers you a chip-toothed grin. A lot. There's this one scene where two trolls gang up on an elf and they, well, I don't want to spoil it, but believe me, it is glorious. I'll send a copy over to Chang so that you can take a look. Anyway, there's this other guy in the industry and we've been butting heads since day one. Name's Neville Ma. He runs Yellow Spring Studios. No matter what I do, I can't shut him out of the biz. He always manages to get one on over me. He steals my stars. He's been running me into the ground with his show called Promises in Moonlight. The star's a girl named Penelope Wong. New talent, but the viewers have been going nuts over her. She's the show's linchpin. Hang on, I'm getting there. So about 6 months ago, Neville was out in Guangzhou for some hoity-toity party. He's on the road, probably drunk. A semi comes out of nowhere and pow! Wrecks his fancy new Euro car Westwind. Bad luck for Neville, good luck for me. I figured, hey, that's the end of him for the year, and I start planning on some new stuff he can't compete with from inside a hospital. You follow me so far? Let me guess. He found a way to compete with you from the hospital. No, worse. The bastard is out at the hospital. He's back in the game, bringing out season 2 of Promises in Moonlight. I need that show off the air one way or another, and that, my friend, is where you come in. How long did it take for him to recuperate? I tell you, kid, he should have been in the hospital for at least 3 months and in physical therapy for a bit longer. Only took him like a week to get out. Couldn't freaking believe it. That kind of medical care costs top dollar. He's got a lot of money, but not that much. Recovery time like that means one of 2 things is going on. Neville could have found himself a silent partner, someone willing to pay top dollar for cutting-edge care. I don't think it's likely, but it could have helped. If it ain't that, the smart money says he's been skimming off the top of the Yellow Springs' earnings and not reporting it to the other shareholders. And you want me to look into that, I take it? I need you to go get me something to blackmail Neville with. Find out how he could afford to get out of the hospital so fast. He works out of his penthouse most days, so search his computer, closet, sock drawer, whatever. There's gotta be something incriminating in there. Where's this penthouse? Neville lives in the Repulse Bay. It's his real swanky joint on the south end of Hong Kong Island, by the bay with the same name. I haven't been able to get anybody in to poke around his apartment because the security's too tight. Lucky for you, though, Neville's throwing a party on the mezzanine level with all the shops and the restaurant, and the balcony and such. He's celebrating the 2nd season launch of his show, and everybody's gonna be there. Gonna be make a real snarl for the building security. You might also want to hit up the party if you can bluff your way in. Everybody close to Neville will be there, and most of them will be 3 sheets to the wind by the time you get there. Some discreet questioning might get me the dirt I need. Just remember, if you go to the party, don't use your real name. Go with Argyle. Should be safe enough. There's nobody in the biz out here with that name, so nobody will ask any questions about how your work's going. Hit the apartment, hit the party, dig up blackmail information on Neville Ma. Sounds easy enough. He nods vigorously. Oh yeah. Cheng chalked you up when I approached her with the job. Given what she told me, this job should be cake. Now, the blackmail material is what I need more than anything, but if you can get Penelope Wong out of her contract, I'll pay you extra, got it? I want that star power on my side. One last thing. I don't want you starting a scene while you're there. You interrupt this party, make a mess, or trash his apartment, and I'm not paying you. We clear on that? We're clear. Good. I can't have Mon knowing that I'm after him. In my business, everybody's got dirty tricks, but if you make it public you're using them, Dr. Shen Yang draws a finger across his throat. That's it. My career's as dead as the People's Republic of China. Nobody will work for or with me ever again. So don't bash me, eh? Understood. I'll be discreet. That's what I like to hear. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. You can get paid, and I'll put the word in you're a solid hire. You don't seem like you deal with Shadowrunners much. Shadowrunners, Moonlight Dip Prancers, who gives a crap? I got the money in a job, and I don't care who does it as long as the price is right. What's more, I got a lot of friends around town, and a lot of them running your circles too. He looks up at you, eagerness in his eyes. So, we got a deal? You gonna do it? We got a deal then. His grin widens. Good man, that's what I like to hear. When you're done, drop Cheng a line. I'll come meet you back here, and I'll hand over the money. Simple enough. Kindly Cheng. Kindly Cheng appears to be nearing the end of a harsh exchange with Strangler Bao, who is listening intently. So, you told that little pustule that Auntie Cheng isn't fucking happy. You get it? Not happy at all. Don't tell him that I'm displeased. Don't tell him that I didn't take it well. She slams her shot glass on the table. Tell him I'm extremely choppy mad that if he doesn't want what happened to Yi to happen to him, he'd better get off his head and his ass wired together and get me that payment today. She raises an eyebrow. Was that message clear enough, Mr. Bao? Yes, Miss Cheng. I'll explain things to him in terms he can understand. Bao steps back and becomes a meat statue once again. Cheng's voice turns treacle sweet when she sees you waiting for her. Ah, our newly minted Shadowrunner. How are you taking your new role, Sing-Shan? So far, so good. I have no doubt, my sweet. I have a nose for talent. And how is Mr. Guncho doing with his new life? He should be okay. Just needs some time to get used to all this. Very good, my dear, very good, she smiles. Now, was there something specific you came to see me about? Just checking in, Auntie. It pays to stay in touch. I agree, yes. Personal contact gets results. I have some good news for you. One of my people successfully planted a wiretap on the police's special duties unit. If news of your foster father or the plastic-faced man reaches them, it will reach me as well. So far, your foster father has proven a difficult man to find, and the plastic-faced man is elusive. He's clearly someone who knows how to stay out of the public eye. But I have my network working day and night, and I still have some favors that I can call in if need be. We'll find them both. It's only a matter of time. Until then, go about your business. I'm sure that more work will come your way any moment. She glances back at Bao. Now, I have some pressing matters to attend to, the kind that ends in parentless children. I'll talk to you later. Note: do not make Kindly Chang mad. Okay, so let's go ahead and take care of that, let's do that party mission, honestly. That sounds easy enough. Though I think it will probably be a better idea to do that tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Let's go to the MTR station. Alright, I think it will be a good place to stop here for today. I'm Giant King Mark, and next time on Let's Play Next time on Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong, we're gonna go and take care of that party mission. Should be simple enough. We go in, get some dirt, get a star taken off of a show, get paid. Simple. But it's never simple, is it? If you like what you saw, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified when I'm going to upload, and I'll see all of you next time. Laters. I really hope the stream process is better than yesterday.